Good morning, everybody. How's that Discord treating you today? I'm Precious Roy, and I am here to host the next 4 games. But before we begin, I want to remind you guys of a few bid wars that are coming up just as soon as I manage to find them. So we have Peace Walker versus Ops, 2 minutes, 2 matches. Pythonicus and Mini Omega King will play 2 rounds of deathmatch in Peace Walker, and we're looking for $50 for that. We're at $10 right now. We also have the MGS3 race DLC camos. We are closing this incentive at the start of Operation Snake Eater in the next run. We're at $20. We're looking for $50 for that. Also, if you're a fan of Silent Hill, we have the Silent Hill blood color incentive. Pick the blood color for Silent Hill. You have black, green, red, and violet. Please remember, we will close that at the beginning of Silent Hill. Highest bid wins on that one, so be sure to get your donations in. With that, I believe we are just about ready to start the first run of the day. So I am going to kick it over to the guys.
All right. So good morning once again. Hopefully the Discord woes would be temporary. Hopefully things will be back up. But we're ready to get things started with our MGS3 VE HD Collection 4-way race between our 4 runners: Plywood, Iridescence, Apache Smash, and Tyler2022. I guess just a little bit about myself. I'm Joseph Joestar316. I've run this game before, but not on this difficulty that they're playing on. It's usually European Extreme Foxhound rank, which has a different, criteria set for what you're aiming for. But for VE, there's been a lot of recent developments in terms of how to optimize the run. Iridescence and Apache have run this for quite a bit, and then Plywood and Tyler has. Hey, Raichu, what's up, dude?
One sec. Holy cow!
Oh wait, was that Erie?
That was Erie.
But still, hey, Raichu in the chat.
In the chat, so.
Okay, can people hear me? Is it working?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Hey, all right. I'm good. I can hear a countdown in here now.
All right, that's excellent.
We are going to have a text countdown in backstage. Is everybody ready?
Let me just quickly jump to backstage. All right. I'm good.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Perfect.
I assume Tyler's ready to be hidden deafened.
All right, bro. I guess take it away. 3, 2, 1, go!
Good luck, boys.
Good luck,
You too,
all.
my dude.
All right, so like as I was saying, Apache and Iridescence have run this game for quite a bit. Tyler and Plywood have recently picked up running this game just about like a few months ago of this year. And, although, they've just recently picked up the game, they've adapted it quite quickly, especially with the VE category itself. And you might be wondering, well, since it's very easy, it must be very easy, right? Well, actually, it isn't. To contrary belief, it's may not be as difficult as like Extreme or European Extreme, where you're prioritizing stealth, not being caught, trying to get into unnecessary engagements with guards, but it's all about speed. You want to prioritize speed as much as you can, everything from movement to shooting to menuing. And so as we quickly get underway, we're just gonna get our gear, which is conveniently placed in the tree branch, during your fall down. And, as you can see, we'll skip pretty much every codec, every cutscene, because you want to optimize every second you can get. But I guess things you might notice throughout the run once it gets going is the lack of use of camouflage. Now, you might be wondering, it's like, well, why is that? Well, because for parts of the game, from my memory, is that you don't really need the camouflage. Because the one thing that will come in handy for the run itself is the easy gun. As it's in its name, it makes things easy. It knocks out targets very quickly. It gives you a camouflage boost while standing and moving. So that kind of negates a lot of the camouflage woes when it comes to running this game. But there will be usage of the animals camo if memory serves, because it not only provides that little index of camo, but more importantly, it's for stamina consumption. So that when your stamina runs low, your aim does not get affected negatively because of it. Due to shaky aim, and all that stuff. But here we go. So Plywood's starting to get underway. And as you can see, boom, gets the alert. But, and very easy. You don't really care about the alerts. You're just cruising through, trying to get through as fast as possible. And here you can see a late roll of that guard. It's a little bit of an optimization tech where it's, even though you don't have to roll directly into a guard, you can roll slightly late and still hit the guard on your way out while knocking them out with it. Okay, so very nice shot going into that bridge as they're all about to get over.
Oh, nice roll.
It's okay, Ari, you recovered. All right, so there you got, now you can see the use of the easy gun, for when you want things to be easy. Okay, so it looks like they're all about to, ooh. Okay, a little bit of a slice and dice there. All right, so it looks like they're all about to get into the lab where you're supposed to locate Sokolov. So it looks like Plywood is about to take his first crack at it into the lab after taking a quick shot. And it looks like he is in. Followed up soon with Erie and Apache. And then Tyler is gradually making his way into the lab. Or I guess what's left of the lab, I know, right? It's like, wait, is that really a lab? Well, kind of is and it kind of isn't. Okay, so they all made it to the door, and now they're all should be making their way back to the bridge to then trigger, the rest of the game, thus ending the virtuous mission segment of, the story.
Roy, have we been met for camos?
I am checking here really quick. Refresh my tracker. We have not been met for camos, so we are closing the camo incentive. And we are going to continue as normal.
No rainbow.
Okay, so now again, you're just gonna see more optimization. Just want those quick menus, and from experience, the cure menu can be quite finicky. It's one of those things where you have to allow the item to be within the slot before you use it, and I can't tell you how many times I've would error out because I would preemptively press the button. You have to let the item get in the slot, then press the button. And when you're trying to speed run and you're trying to be, very quick about it, it's, at least from my perspective, it's very easy to mess up. Because again, you're trying to be fast. You're trying to optimize every second you can get. Okay, so now begins the Snake Eater section of the game, as well as the run. So again, not much really going on other than just trying to get to the section where you're going to meet up with the boss and get your or get your butt handed to you, to try to keep it polite. But from that point on is where I think the run really begins, as you're running the game. I mean, the Virtuous Mission is a very good intro section. Quite a few things to optimize, keep the thing going. But it's really when you get to this point where I feel like it's where the run really starts Okay, so now Plywood's going to get a first crack at it. He's got his easy gun ready, so you can see the camo's already up to 80% while standing and running. Give him that extra advantage going up to those first 2 guards. Quickly take them out. And it looks like he's made it through, followed by, I believe that is Apache. Okay. Yeah, I'm just double checking our keys here, making sure I'm commentating on the right person to make it sound like I know what I'm talking about. Okay. So, all right, so now Tyler's giving his crack at it with those first 2 guards, which he's taken out quite easily. While the others are now just getting across the bridge. And they've both made it across with Iridescence slowly right behind them.
Slowly, thank you.
I actually forgot that you're still in the Discord and you haven't deafened yourself. I'll try to be more careful. But don't worry. I mean, it's anybody's race. You know, it may look like that there might be some leaders now, but, you know, again, when it comes to running this game, I mean, literally anything can happen. You know, so don't count anybody out just yet. Sorry, Iri. I believe in you. Okay, so you know, one thing you notice is that they're all collecting this cardboard box before they engage in the Ocelot unit trigger for the first official mini boss fight of the game. And the cardboard box is actually very, very important to have on this run, which you'll be able to see used quite a bit throughout the run through movement optimization, as well as a few other things, depending on how it goes. But it looks like... all right, so it looks like now they both started their Ocelot unit encounter. You know, so they quickly just jump out the window. They pretty much spray down the first set of guards while they bait the others into a set of barrels around the corner, which if they got them all for a quick knockout kill, and looks like he just did, he being Plywood. And now, let's see.
Oh no.
Oh, is that elusive sniper? Yeah, see, the one thing about this Ocelot encounter is that the biggest enemy when you run this thing is not the guys on the ground, but the guy on the rooftop. And it looks like... There he goes. Yeah, it's just a bit of being a little bit of a pain, which we're going to see in quite a bit. All right, so it looks like Plywood and Apache are out of the encounter. They're going into the swamp. Tyler is just starting the Ocelot unit encounter. Hopefully with a few guards left to wrap up. And again, you're going to see the use of the Patriot, since I believe we're on New Game Plus. Just to, you know, again, sound like I know what I'm talking about. But the Patriot is quite a handy item. Infinite ammo. Pretty much can kill most things that you hit it with. It's got quite a limited range, but, you know, for something like this, it, you know, does quick handiwork for when it's needed. Okay, so it looks like everybody's done with the Ocelot unit encounter. And again, you know, people are just entering through the swamp, finishing the swamp. And it looks like Plywood is about to start entering the... let's see. Okay, so now he's about to get through the electric fence here, which is going to lead to the base, which is then going to lead towards the first, I guess, boss fight, I guess, if you would, which would be with our boy Ocelot. Okay, so they get through the fence, climb above the tree, and just a little quick drop down. And now you can see the use of the cardboard box again, which it looks like he uses it for an animation cancel for the drop effect when you fall from a certain height. Not necessarily from injury, but again, it's just for those little, you know, movement optimization. You know, again, because you want to squeeze out every second you could possibly get, even if it's from little things like drops or just moving up and down hills. But here, you're going to see the use of the box, not necessarily for just being all flashy, but the nice thing about this game when using the box is that it keeps your movement speed at full when going up hills Very steep hills where normally your movement speed would get affected, as well as going up and down stairs. Okay, so it looks like Apache is starting to get his first crack at Ocelot. So again, you're going to see the use of the easy gun, while followed up with a stun grenade, and then his fight is, like I said, you know, it's pretty easy with the easy gun. Now you can see Plywood's doing the same. Starts off with an easy gun, turns around with a stun. Bypass the dialogue that you get from whenever you hit him. So here he does it again, followed up with another easy gun hit. Followed up with a second one to the head. Very nice. Yeah, because again, you're going to see use of the easy gun for quite a bit of the run. You know, again, for that camouflage advantage, but mainly just for the, you know, the simple fact that it does quite a bit of damage for a non-tranquilizer weapon that really supersedes the use of the MK22 weapon. Okay, so very nice hit. Turns around, gets a stun. Follows it up with an easy gun hit to the head, followed up with dialogue, well, quick knockdown. Okay, so as they start to get into the Ocelot fight and wrap it up, they're going to be going through these caverns, which, you know, casually speaking, it's probably not one of the fun places to be since it's very hard to see, but for a speed run, if you memorize where to go, and again, you got your trusty cardboard box with you, I mean, you know, nothing could go wrong. Okay, so it looks like Apache's starting to get his first entrance into the pain fight. Alright, so again, you're going to see the use of the easy gun here, especially because when it comes to the pain, his hitbox is very, very exploitable because his iframes, while standing up, is, you know, again, very exploitable. He doesn't have that 3-hit knockdown, and then he has to reset like some other fights, but with the pain, just break off his B armor, spam the easy gun to your heart's content, and down he goes. Alright, so here you're going to see Plywood do the same. So he's going to break off the armor with the stun grenade, because you might be wondering, well, why use the stun grenade against a boss like this? Well, again, you know, whether if you use a grenade, a smoke grenade, or in this case, a stun grenade, it's just the explosion that's going to be enough to blow off the armor, and then you can just, you know, spam away with the easy gun. Okay, he's got a little bit of a roll on Plywood. You know, again, it's can be a little finicky with him sometimes. You know, he'll want to roll away, or you might get caught in a little bit of an iframe depending on when your stun hits him. But shortly enough, you know, he's gotten through. Alright, so again, you know, you're just seeing the use of the easy gun, you know, while standing up, because again, you know, while he's standing up and he doesn't have armor, you can just hit him as like, you know, until armor does come back up where you're forced to use the grenade to blow it off again. Let's see. Ooh, yeah, he's being a little dodgy. But, okay, so now he's down with phase 1 for Eerie. Okay, so again, you know, as you can see, you're going to see this use of the cardboard box as seen on Plywood, yeah, for quite a bit. Because, again, you know, when you're on these steep inclines, it's very important to be optimal. You know, because again, running up this normally, you would see this staggered animation where it's on a steep incline and it slows you down. But, you know, with the cardboard box, it makes life easy, just like the easy gun. Roll audience laugh track. Alright, so now we're getting through this river, and it looks like all they have to do is just, you know, as soon as they enter, they just, you know, hit the dirt, and they just swim as fast as they can while trying to avoid these spotlights with the hovercraft. Now, you know, again, from a casual run, these guys may seem like a pain in the ass, but, you know, for something like this, they just simply hit the ground, you know, swim as fast as they can. And even if they take a little bit of drown damage, doesn't really matter, because on VE, you got the health bar to sustain as much damage as you need to. It's more important for runs like Extreme or European Extreme, where your health bar is very limited, where you have to be very careful of not only your stamina usage, but your health usage, which again, for very easy, you know, it doesn't matter for quite a bit. Okay, so with a quick barrel explosion from Apache, he just takes out most of the guards that's in his way, gets to the warehouse, even during alert, because again, for very easy, alerts are not the end of the world here. Okay, so again, Plywood, you're seeing kind of the same thing. Just uses the Patriot, blows up the barrels. You know, don't really care if you create a caution because, you know, barrels are going to kill pretty much most guards that are within, you know, range. And it looks like he's going to get through pretty cleanly. Let's see. Oh! Let's see. We got our first death. So it looks like we had a bit of an unfortunate for the pain fight on Tyler. Didn't actually catch what happened, but I just saw the game over screen, so something must have happened. Or possibly maybe he ran out of stuns and he had to feign death to restart. Because, yeah, fighting this boss, you know, without any grenades to blow off armor, you know, as in the name, yeah, it can be quite cumbersome to try to fight without it. Okay, but it looks like they're all getting through the warehouse. You know, Iridescence just getting through the docks area. Again, you're seeing use exploit of the barrel explosion. You know, because again, you know, contrary to belief that, you know, if you detonate a barrel with a guard next to it, you might think it counts as a kill. Well, actually, in this game, it doesn't. You know, I mean, because after all, I mean, it might be you that might be responsible for blowing up that barrel, but the barrel is actually the culprit here. So, you know, so as far as, you know, conserving kills, it's an actually nice way to get a free kill without being penalized for it. Okay, and almost. Okay, so there we go. So Tyler, you know, after getting a little bit of a, you know, struggle start for the pain, he's finally through. But now you're seeing Apache getting through Grandin's lab, where now you have to journey downstairs into the basement level to meet up with, you know, the big man himself, to then get a key, you know, advance the story, you know, move on, you know, so on and so forth. But again, you're going to just see them cruise through the lab, you know, use the easy gun, you know, for any scientists in the way. And then, you know, and he goes. You know, so again, you know, from Plywoods, you know, you're going to see the same thing. They're just going to easy gun a guard here, you know, since he's in your way. And they're going to roll down the stairs, followed up with the box. Because again, the box works for going up hills, you know, during like outside terrain. But most importantly, it's used for going up and down stairs. It works both ways. Okay, so Apache's just leaving the lab. He's just cruising through. You know, because on VE, you know, the detection range is pretty generous. But either way, it's just going to be, you know, they're just going to cruise through with the easy gun equipped. Gives them that camo index advantage. So here he's just going to roll through that guard. Or actually, no, he's just going to bump through that guard by mistake. But he's going to easy gun this guard on the way up because, again, he's in his way. Because again, you know, you may be able to deal with the alerts. You know, because, again, you know, you're not really concerned about your alert count. But the purpose is that you don't want to get into encounters that you don't need to. Even with an easy gun with infinite ammo, but it's just your time consumption. That's the thing. You know, you can go through areas with alerts if they're calculated, you know, they're intended as part of the run. But you don't want unnecessary alerts where you have to deal with guards, you know, that's not part of your route, you know, because you got detected by somebody else in an earlier area. Okay, so Apache is just about to exit the lab and enter the next boss of the run, which is the Fear. You know, our favorite. You know, the guy that moves around like a spider, dislocates his limbs, has a crossbow, tells you you're going to get poisoned, yada, yada, yada. But if they're going to do this like I think they're going to do this, be quite comical to see. So you're going to see the use of the Feign Death Pill, which is going to lure the Fear to go up to you, thinking that you're dead. You know, because, oh my god, look, he's dead. He died to death. Oh, wait, no, we're just kidding. You know, we're just gonna, you know, get up, throw a stun, turn around so we don't get blinded by it, and then what you're gonna see here is that while the Fear is stunned, any damage that he receives while stunned translates into stamina damage. So as you can see, while he was stunned, Apache makes quick use of the, you know, slice and dice knife for a quick knockout. All right, so you're going to see Plywood's going to do the same, lure in with a Feign Death Pill. You know, Fear's gonna be confused, thinking, wow, you're dead already? The poison must have worked quick. Oh, wait, no, we're just kidding. We're not really dead. Just throw a quick stun, turn around, and then he's gonna have to use the Patriot, which is a very common tactic. Because again, you know, you could really use anything, almost anything. But the Patriot's, you know, pretty simple to use. Just throw a stun, point it at the Fear, wait for him to drop. You know, no fuss, no muss. Apache uses the knife, does the same thing. Just got to make sure you're in range. Looks pretty fancy. But it does, you know, get the job done. All right, so now they're both making their way back into the warehouse, where they're just going to do a quick drop with a calculated damage hit, followed up with some easy gun shots. Because again, you know, if you get an alert, not a big deal, but you just want to, you know, quickly get through as fast as possible. And again, you're going to see using this cardboard box for every, you know, hill, incline, or mainly stairs. Okay, so let's see what Erie's going to do for the Fear. So here he's going to use the Feign Death. Okay, so he's going to wait for him to turn, which is, again, it's another way of doing this. It's a little bit safer, but it will get the job done. So as long as he's facing the grenade and it's nearby, you know, he just waits for it to detonate and just holds him down with the Patriot with a nice job done there. So you can do both methods of, you know, baiting the Fear with the Feign Death, reviving after he does the initial dialogue, you know, follow up with a stun. There is a little bit of a risk to it where if the stun is not on point, he can't escape from the blast and, you know, potentially, you know, ruin your run. But waiting for him to turn 180 is another way of doing it. It's a little bit safer, but it does get the job done as well. So here he's going to get through. He's going to use the Patriot. Just, you know, clear the guard out of his way and then just up the stairs. Okay, so now we're coming up to the end, which has a unique strategy to him. So Apache's got first shot at it. So here he's going to, you know, after he rolled through, he's going to use the easy gun. And it looks like... Oh, no. Let's see. I can't tell if he's starting over or if this is intended. Okay, so yeah, so it looks like he's starting that one over. Looks like he got away with a little sliver of health. So now Plywood's going to get a chance at it to gain the lead. So again, he's going to get up to this cliffside here, throw a stun, which is going to blind his vision temporarily while using the easy gun, while quickly leaning out of the way to dodge the Mosin Nagant counterfire from the end. And it looks like... Okay, he also got away. Okay, because again, I'm not sure if that's intended, but he's just going to go to the river to finish him off, I would assume, while Apache's getting another crack at it. And he's also going to the river, so okay. So I think what this must be is it's a different way of looping the end, which, again, from an extreme, European extreme, has a 6-spray, stun, smoke looping method, but for the end, they're very easy. You know, it doesn't seem like it's necessary to go all the way around to sneak up to the end. To manipulate with the 6-spray. So what they do here is they just set him up with a stun and easy gun, because after all, you got the easy gun. Makes things easier. So it looks like Apache has just gotten through the end after taking a little brief hit, but, you know, not the end of the world. You know, it's just a little bit of a stamina loss, as well as Plywood that just finished up his fight with the end. All right, so here Iridescence's going to do the same thing. He's going to use the easy gun for 2 hits. Let's see. Well, he goes to the right, which is going to put him towards the northern section of the forest. Which, depending on where he spawns, can add some complications to it. But, you know, thankfully with the easy gun, it could quickly wrap things up, depending on where he's at. And now you get to see the best section of the game, for me personally, which is the ladder. It is the world's tallest ladder. You know, revel in all of its glory, which is the ladder. You know, because after all, not only is it the world's tallest ladder, Snake climbs it, you know, like he's a pro, and it sings to you on the way up. I mean, what's there to not like about the ladder?
Did everybody individually mess up the end or what? Like, what a mess.
Let's see. I'd want to say. Well, I mean, yeah. I guess like for the ones I've done it, yes. Yeah, it looks like there was a little bit of a struggle.
Hard boss, right, Plywood? I slid off. I'm gonna go back to muting and deafen. Sorry for interrupting your commentary, Joe.
Hey, no problem at all. You know, good luck on your run.
Cheers.
Man, I'll tell you, I can't get enough of this ladder. You know, it truly is the greatest thing in the game, whether if you're a runner or if you're just a casual player. You know, it certainly gets people excited about it, just thinking of it. Okay, so it looks like Aries just starting his ascension of the ladder with, I want to say, just trying to unmute the audio so I can tell who's actually ahead. Okay, so it looks like Plywood is currently in the lead with Apache just... okay then. But yeah, so it's gonna be... I mean, after all, I mean, right now, I mean, things might be, you know, where they're at now, but, you know, knowing this game, you know, really anything could happen. But... let's see, so now it looks like Tyler is going to start making his way into the end fight. So, you know, the other three, you know, had a little bit of, you know, interesting turnout with the end. So it might be interesting to see, you know, how his end fight might turn out. He could give him a chance to come back ahead into this race. All right, so again, you know, when they're going through this mountainside, you're going to see the use of this box for the majority of it. You know, because you can see it's got a lot of hills, a lot of pits, and this box makes quite easy work of it. You know, so you got a little late roll there. It's just part of that tech, you know, where, you know, you don't have to really roll into a guard. You can just bump into them and then do a late roll to follow up. So here you're going to see it again with the box, you know, to kind of lead up to it, get them up through the mountain section. Pretty much not much going on here, just... you know, using the box, late rolls, easy guns, easy life. I know. So it looks like Tyler's getting his chance at the end here. You know, again, using that stun grenade to blind his vision temporarily, followed up with the easy gun. While going through the west section towards the river for the finisher. Ooh, nice jump there by Apache. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the one time, every time I go through this mountain section, it's like I always the walkways. I never try to do like these like, you know, swag jumps where you can just skip through gaps. Because like casually playing this, I never really made those jumps. I always got to see the bottom of the mountain, and not such a fun way when trying to learn this game all those years ago. But again, you're gonna see the use of this cardboard box, especially for this section here, because again, it's nothing but incline. You know, so again, for optimizing this run, you know, the cardboard box is pretty much just as important to have as well as your easy gun. You know, because again, it's just more than for show, you know, for the memes, but it does add a lot towards, you know, the movement of the run. Okay, so again, they're both entering the summit. Let's see what Tyler's up to. Okay, so it looks like he found him up in the upper right corner. He's trying to get an angle, it looks like, to get his follow-up shots through. Okay, so it looks like he's going to try to lure him out with a stun. While at the same time carrying the End's parrot. Oh my god, the travesty. It's like that parrot didn't do nothing to nobody. And the parrot died to death by stun. Okay, so there he goes. So it looks like still trying to get a hit on him. Oh, so it looks like he's gonna opt for a reset. Yeah, so he's gonna have to do a reset on the end. Not the entire fight, but I think what he wants to do is just restart this section. You know, see if he can get possibly a better angle on the end, if he's still up there. Okay, so now coming up is the Fury. You know, our crazed cosmonaut friend with a flamethrower. All right, so what you're gonna see here is after they follow up with the Mosin is that they're gonna bait with the cardboard box while, you know, evading the flamethrower, which, you know, given that you get a good pattern, you know, after your first follow-up 3 shots, like you see Apache's gonna do, he's gonna bait out the attack, you know, and then you can see that he goes into like this charge animation, which is charging up the jetpack, and during that charging, he can be exploited with another 3 hits of the Mosin, which you might be wondering, why kill the end non-lethally? It's a very easy run, who cares? Well, you know, unlike, you know, the very easy, you know, what if you kill them or stun them, the Mosin Nagant is probably one of the most powerful weapons in the game. It does a lot of damage to the Fury. It can be used for quite other things. It's also very good for, you know, extreme European extreme runs, but the Mosin Nagant is too hard to pass up. So again, you're just gonna see use of the Mosin for the Fury fight, since that is, you know, really fast way of taking him out. All right, so here you're gonna see Eri go through the stairs, which again, these stairs can be a little bit of a, you know, again, just for me personally running this game, those stairs can be quite a big pain in the butt, you know, because you're trying to roll over those rails, and those rails could be, you know, quite irritating, especially when you don't get the roll through. All right, so again, you're gonna see an instant knockout with Rykov with the easy gun while he's on this bridge here. Because again, you know, through a spawn, he tends to start there pretty much every time you enter this building without a caution, of course. Because if you enter during a caution, you know, it you know, messes up the patterns quite a bit. You know, guards move around, Rykov is in a different location, but if you enter through undetected, he always starts on that bridge, which you could just follow up with an easy gun and then just drag him into the locker where you could take his uniform to advance the game. Okay, so it looks like Ares getting through the Fury. And Fury's just being a bit of a pain, you know. This is probably one of the downsides to this fight is when, you know, he starts flying around everywhere, and just from personal experience, it's, you know, this is definitely not one of the, you know, the things you want the Fury to do ever, which is fly around. You know, because preferably what you would want to do is like line him up to have him start off the lane, get a few shots, you know, evade a hit, get a charging animation, and then follow up with another 3 shots. Ooh. Okay, so it looks like he's gonna keep trying here with the Fury.
Sir.
Oh no. Okay, that was a bit unfortunate. Yeah, like I said, the Fury, you know, it could be one of 2 things. He could be either your best friend or your worst enemy when it comes to running this game. So it looks like he's going to try it again. You know, he's going to lure him to the edge, you know, get 3 hits, knock him over, while going to the side to just evade the counterattack. And it looks like he got away again. All right, so then on the other front, not much going on, but just, you know, listen to Sokolov kind of being beaten to death. I don't know, maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I mean, after all, we can't really see what's going on, we can only hear.
How can you do this to him?
But I guess during this time, I guess, is there any, like, donation incentives, Roy, that we should be up and coming?
Absolutely, and let's take a look at those really quick.
As well as any possible donations that we may have received?
Well, we haven't received any donations, but I do want to point out some goals to you guys. We still have Peace Walker versus Ops, 2 minutes, 2 matches coming up, and that is going to be open for the rest of the next run. We're at $10. We need 50 to see 2 runners duke it out in some deathmatch. We also have an open bid war for the Silent Hill blood color. Pick your color, black, green, red, or violet. and the highest bid wins on that. I'd also like to remind you that we are leaving the incentive open for the Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes ending, just in case anyone wants to flip it for Meryl. And if you want to ruin Glenn's mashing finger, flip it for Meryl, because he doesn't have much health in that run.
I'll tell you what, chat, you know, if you can do it, you know, snipe it from Merle. I mean, I almost got it yesterday, and then, you know, our good friend Limes was able to snipe it for and against it in the same stroke. But, you know, if you do want to join in for those incentives for the, I think it was at the Peace Walker, as well as if you want to go for the Meryl versus Otacon ending, which, you know, if you want to snipe it, you know, door's wide open. Donate for Meryl.
Who let you in here?
So anyway, so looks like he's gonna be done with the cell segment with our good friend Volgan, which after totally not beating up Sokolov to death, we're gonna see getting out of Groznygrad, which if memory serves, I think all they would have to do is equip the cigar while using the secret codec, which is gonna unlock the door, and then, you know, we just passed by our good friend Johnny. Bye, Johnny. You know, because again, on very easy, you know, you don't really care about who's anywhere. You're just gonna run on out of here like you own the place. You know, in other difficulties, what you would do is you would bait Johnny in with a feigned death pill, which then you would get him to open the door for you, wait for him to turn around, and then quickly beat him up on your way out with a carefully, you know, noodles tactic with smoke grenades. But for very easy, who cares? We don't care about alerts. We're just gonna run on through. I mean, we want to be fast. All right, so it looks like they're both getting through the midsection of Groznygrad, with the northwest section as the final section. Because again, you know, we're just gonna run on through like we own the place. You know, passing by every soldier, every dog, including that dog that Plywood just rolled over. I know, dog abuse, but hey, it's a speed run, you know, and plus, just as I have it on the highest authority that no dogs were injured in the making of this speed run. Just saying, for anyone that's out there that's like, the dogs. It's like, nope, the dogs are fine. No animals were harmed in the making of this speed run, except for the parrot. But anyways, they're both getting into the sewer section, which I believe what they would do here is they would just carefully jump off this railing section here while totally not breaking their leg. I mean, after all, he's still running. I mean, he's just going to shake off the injury. But I believe what they want to do is they want to lower their HP leading up to the Sorrow, which is going to allow for a quick skip of the fight, since you don't have to technically do the fight, in quotations. But what you want to do is lower your health and stamina as much as you can leading up to the Sorrow, so that when you injure yourself later, it could give for a quick skip of the fight, which, after just killing yourself in the dream, you just have to use the revive pill, and then thus ends the Sorrow encounter. Which, I'll tell you what, me playing the Sorrow casually, I did not know you could do that until, like, many, many years later. I always thought you had to do the thing, trigger the skull at the end, and then you would finally realize, hey, I just have to revive. Which even then, it took me, you know, quite a long time even just to figure that out.
Hi. How you going, Joe?
I'm doing well, Ari. How you doing, man?
Oh, you know, just torture. On the daily, I do this. Beaten up by Electric Man.
Oh, it sounds exciting, doesn't it?
That does sound exciting in Japanese version, don't you worry.
I sometimes forget, like, the, like, there's the different tracks between, like, playing the English and the, like, Japanese version of the game, and things that you would normally hear, and then when you hear... Wow. That's something, isn't it?
So, I kind of need to remember the codec frequency. It's 14475.
Sounds right to me.
I don't know. They did this strat. I didn't run this game a whole lot after. I still used to do the old FDP. Thank you, Zeta. I'm using my lifeline of phone a friend. Who wants to be a millionaire?
You have a moment for a quick donation?
Yeah, absolutely.
We have a $20 donation from Anonymous, the man of the deep pockets. No comment, but it looks like he put it towards that Peace Walker versus Ops incentive. So we're $20 short of that. I'm gonna double check. Yep, we need $20 more for that to happen.
All right, so if you want to see that Peace Walker incentive go through, just, find a friend, grab a 10, get them to grab a 10, or if everybody in the chat donated $1, just saying, we can get that incentive met very soon. Okay, so they're both getting through the waterfall section, which you may have noticed that during the escape segment that they did not remove the transmitter. Reason being is that for very easy, it's not really necessary. You want to, because again, you want to optimize not only your movement, your shooting, how you traverse through areas, but your menuing especially, which again, everything you do matters. So the only downside to having the transmitter is that you have to deal with the ocelot unit in the river once you surface from the Sorrow segment, but for very easy, not really a big deal. You're just going to cruise on through like they're not even there, even though they're kind of there.
Wow, the dog didn't come from around the corner.
Oh, wow, you're right.
Years of academy training rolling for that dog wasted.
I would want to say that that's RNG for, like, when that dog is around the corner, is it not?
It's there 99.99% of the time.
Yeah.
I don't know what causes its AI to change.
I don't know, maybe they just get that bloodlust and they just want to come around that corner. They're just out to get you.
They have their days. Trying to influence the commentator? I mean, you can disqualify me if you really want. There's not a whole... Unless, like, for once in a marathon my hardware doesn't break and Apache's and Plywood's TVs blow up.
Okay, so now we're getting into the re-infiltration of Grad. Again, you're seeing that easy gun, because it may have looked like he just walked in front of the guards with them in the wide open, which, they're quite the best of the best. You might think the Genome Soldiers, the Galukovich unit, are kind of like the best of the best when it comes to guards, but the guards in Grad are kind of like a special brand of smart. Because you could just literally walk in front of them with their unique peripheral vision abilities.
They're actually the Genome Soldier rejects.
Do we have it on the highest authority that that's true?
I mean, well, if you think about it, right, Metal Gear Solid 1 guards can start a worldwide alert without telling anybody else. These guys have to go and make a call, and they suck, and...
That is true, if you think about it. Alright, so you may notice that they're walking around with the cardboard box equipped while going through the hangar, arming these fuel tanks with C3, because again, like the guards of Grad, the maintenance workers are also kind of oblivious to the fact that there's a walking cardboard box going around through the hangar. They're just like, you know what? We got fuel tanks in the open, we have armed guards, we have a Shagohod, and there's a box walking around with legs. I mean, what isn't weird about any of that? I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, it's just another day in their life with being a maintenance worker, and they just see a guy with a box, trying to arm the fuel canisters.
If they actually see you arm it's an instant game over.
Yes, that is correct. While the guards, I believe would trigger just the alert encounter, but if a maintenance worker sees you trying to arm it, or if somebody discovers the C3 with the containers, it is an instant game over restart. Okay, so you're gonna see the use of not only CQC for Vulgan, but the SVD, which does a lot of damage to Vulgan when he's exposed. because you want to knock him down to break his guard with the electric field protection while taking this AoE hit, but you're just going to spam the SVD until he's pretty much dead. Okay, so it looks like he's waiting for him to drop his guard. Or no, he's going to opt for a reset instead. Okay, so now...
Plywood.
Yeah, so it looks like he didn't quite get the quick kill with the SVD. But it looks like he's going to do... Oh, so he's going to do a feign death. Debate. Because after all, it tricked me. I mean, I thought he was going to restart. So I guess that is a backup strat. That if you do not get the quick kill with the SVD on Vulcan, because after all, the SVD does quite a bit of damage if you're just going for a quick finish. Don't have to necessarily use CQC only, Mosin, or anything. But the interesting fact about the Vulcan fight itself is...
Holy... Please laugh. Please clip that. Someone clip that.
Dude, what is up with that door? Wow, I don't think I've ever seen that happen.
I have also... They're
over here.
I've actually had some misplays with the doors myself. But yeah, that is grade A level trolling from the door right there, I'll have to admit.
Door just wanted a hug, bro.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, come here. It's like, I'm lonely.
Couldn't he have waited till after I killed my surrogate mother? Then I'll give him a hug.
Okay, so I guess while Plywood and Apache are getting through the bike escape, I guess, is there any updates on the Peace Walker incentive while they're just cruising through Grazigrad?
Unfortunately, I have no updates on that incentive, but it is still open, and we're looking for $20 to make that happen.
All right, so if you want to get on that Peace Walker incentive, get those donations in, or if you happen to know who the deep pockets, see if they want to donate again. Maybe get a friend. Okay, so you're gonna see the use of the RPG for Grazigrad, because again, you want to get through fast. You don't really care about whether these guys make it through or not, because for like an extreme European extreme like Foxhound Run, you don't want to kill these guys directly. You would normally use either stun grenades, tranq pistol. But in this case, since it's very easy and we're just gonna, kill them pretty much on sight with the RPG. Sometimes with the Patriot, if you want to detonate a barrel, if you so choose. But for the most part, they would just use the RPG since it's pretty much a, one-shot kill with a very wide blast radius, even if it's not like a direct impact. Except for that guard up there. I think that building seems to want him to live for this time around.
There they are.
Alright, so again, you're just seeing Plywood do the same thing with the RPG because you want to optimize the bike escape as best as you can. Now, you might be wondering, since it is an auto-scroller, that it's a fixed time, which it's actually not true. There are little moments where in the escape that if your soldier's left up, Eva will pause the bike. Like, she'll stop momentarily until you as Snake deal with the players, but if you kill them preemptively while she does this, she will just quickly continue versus just sitting there waiting for you to take out the players. And there goes Vulcan for Iri. So that was his quick, I think that was phase 1.
No, it was not.
Or was that the whole thing?
No, it was the whole thing.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Now, Iri, how often would you say, like, that quick kill method with the SVD would normally be? Like, is that something that's normally a concern for you, or is that just something where you're just spraying and hoping that every shot hits?
There's a slight bit of timing, but other than that, it's free. Like, there's really nothing that you can mess up. I saw Plywood, he just got unlucky. He just reloaded twice instead of once, and he missed his shot, but oh well. It happens. It's probably the easiest boss strat in the game other than New Game plus Fear.
Okay, so it looks like they're just hitting the runway now, which... Now, you may have noticed that the Shagohod has taken some damage during this escape, and that's because during this escape, even though, you know, Volgan's just kind of taunting you with saying that you've wasted your ammo, he didn't feel a thing, you know, he'll grind you into dust, you know, the whole 9 yards, but during this portion, you can actually deal damage to the Shagohod, which the damage that you do here, you know, from the beginning to this runway up till the fight itself, is that damage you do now will carry over, which is very important to have when you actually get to fight him.
And you can, on very easy, you can do a third of his health. You can do a lot of damage on this runway.
Yeah, because as you can see from Apache's screen, like, he's still in the runway, and he's done a lot of damage.
Yeah, he's hit the damage cap.
I was about to say, like, is 1/3 like an actual damage cap for that section?
Yeah, it caps, yeah. And the cap is different. Well, actually, I think the cap is the same. It's just that on, like, European Extreme, your rockets do -5 damage, so...
Yeah, because I was going to say, like, from running this on European Extreme, that I mean, unless if you're a mashing god, but I don't know if you would actually reach that 1/3 cap. Like, you could get close. Like, you could probably get maybe, like, a quarter of the bar. I mean, you know, of course, I can't mash my life with the RPG whenever I do this run, but, you know, for very easy, you know, do quite a bit of damage, and you just take the, you know, manipulation of the quick unequip, you know, for the RPG, and just keep hitting every shot towards the middle section of the Shagohod as best as you can. Because I want to say, if you hit the treads, it can cause them to back off, and then you can lose opportunities to get shots on them. Alright, so here you're seeing Apache hit the tread, which is opposite of where Eva is driving, so you can get this double hit off the back of the Shagohod if you're lucky. So it looks like he will not get the second hit off the back, but here he's just going to opt for a second shot while hitting the opposite tread once again. And here he's going to get the double hit exploit, which is, again, if you get a hit while the Shagohod is damaged with the treads while it's still moving, you can get a hit off the first, and then as it stops while it's trying to recover damage from the tread, you can get the follow-up shot, which is, again, like the quick double hit.
You can get 3, is the best you can do.
On very easy?
Yes. You can kill him on the first tread shot if you're good enough.
Oh, like as you start?
Yep, so you shoot the tread, and then you can just get the 3 shots on his back and kill him.
How often would you say, like, that's possible to do? Like, just like in an average run?
I can't do it. You're better off asking Apache, he's pretty good at it. There's an audio cue of when to shoot the tread in the music, like, you can use the music, but it's tight.
Yeah, I can imagine so. I mean, it looked do this very easily, but I can assure you that it does not look as simple as it may seem.
Plus, Eva can just be an absolute menace.
Oh lord.
Pythonicus gets run over by Eva all the time.
I was about to say, I've actually been run over by Eva twice, trying to do like the second setup of the fight that they both just went through. I mean, I've lost good runs to, you know, Eva's driving. I mean, Eva's special. You know, I mean, she's trying her best, but secretly we're just kind of like hating her because of, you know, her driving. I mean, I think Plyer may have just heard me when I said that, you know, where she just kind of gave her like a little love tap with the SPD during the next auto-scroller segment. It's like, Eva, damn you, you're driving.
The thing is, Eva's health regen's so fast and very easy, killing her would be an actual, like, challenge.
I was gonna say, like, is it actually possible to kill her here?
Oh yeah, it is, but you'd have to, like, maybe put, like, 20 SPD bullets into the back of her head.
Man, here I thought that Liquid was the one that took all the bullets without dying.
Alright, let's see if I can mash.
I believe in you, Yuri. I'm sure chat believes in you, too.
Good start.
Oh, so yeah, so he got the fallback. which you just have to quickly wait for him to come back. Now, you could still hit him from a distance, but you
No, you
want to
can't.
optimally...
He can't take damage.
Oh, even from that far back?
No, he can't take damage. He's got, like, some iframes once he falls too far back.
Yeah, but in either case, you kind of want him to be up close to do maximum damage. Okay, so I guess while Plywood and Apache are still going through the auto-scroller segment of the grand bike escape of MGS3, I was curious if we've, you know, where we're at with the Peace Walker incentive, Roy, as well as any donations.
I'm starting to think that this donation tracker runs on Discord. We're still looking for $20 for that Peace Walker versus Ops 2 minutes 2 matches incentive. We also still have a bid war that is wide open for the Silent Hill blood color. Take your pick, black, red, green, or violet. That is an open bid war right now. And you have an opportunity to flip the Metal Gear Solid ending in favor of Meryl. Otacon is ahead. We need $20 to do that, and it's a good opportunity to ruin Glenn's finger. Back to you guys.
Oh, are you gonna go for the swag shot, Erie?
I missed it.
No! You can still do
nothing.
it.
I didn't fail, but I have nothing to lose. At this point.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man. You know, as a fun fact for that bridge segment right there, I've actually thrown a Foxhound run over doing what Erie just did, which is trying to, you know, do the swag shot with the pistol.
Oh boy, Eva strikes again.
Yeah, see, here's an example of when Eva driving go bad. You know, because now he's got to wait. Oh, that's unlucky. Yeah, so he's got to wait again, you know, and when he damaged the tread, it went backwards. His hitbox is away from him. Okay, so here he's got the first shot. While trying to
oh my
harm
god,
the
Eva,
second.
why?
And, oh, Eva, don't do this to us. Oh, Lord, man, this is giving me flashbacks seeing this. I mean, I can't tell you how many times this happens to me on my runs where, you know, I go in feeling good, you know, but then, you know, Eva just decides to, you know, rain on our parade and just decide to, you know, show us her, you know, her need for speed driving set. Okay, so down Shagahad goes. Alright, so once again, you know, if you want to get that Peace Walker incentive met, we just need $20, as well as the Silent Hill color bid war. You know, so if you want to make your selection. Oh, go ahead, Roy.
Semi-good news. Platonic guy kicking in $19 for that Peace Walker incentive. We need $1 for it.
Ooh.
Somebody out there has to have $1.
Somebody's got that dollar, or they got that anonymous friend with the deep pockets. You know, so you got that $1 to spare. Get her in there.
Just not working for me, boys.
Hold on tight. What do you think of that? Not bad.
Also,
That actually would have been funny if you actually hit Eva with the RPG just out of spite.
so I will say this: what happened is I had too low stamina and I couldn't aim steady, so I couldn't shoot him in the head.
I was about to say, like, you know, it may look like he was struggling really bad, but like to be fair, when you're trying to aim with really anything with under like that low stamina, I mean, you're just trying your best just to even get a hit, you know, let alone even trying to get a headshot. But still, I actually would have enjoyed if you actually hit Eva with the RPG there, just for the heck of it. So now Plywood and Apache are getting through the forest escape section with Eva. which your speed is limited, by by Eva, our faithful driver companion. So they're just gonna, call her every now and then while just slowly walking through the forest, because there's really no sense in trying to run through the forest ahead of her. Because if she loses line of sight and you're too far ahead, she will stop, and then you have to go back and then signal her again to get her moving forward. Man, look at that cinematic cutscene on that bike escape. Isn't that the best thing you've seen?
I am literally doing nothing. Speed strats. There's absolutely zero way to make this any faster.
It's like you're watching a movie.
Imagine Kojima and movies.
It's like you're watching an interactive movie, but it's just where the good guy just sits there and does nothing. But it actually works too. I mean, no joke. I mean, you want to try this for yourself? Load up Metal Gear Solid 3, play it on PC, get to this section, and just sit back and relax.
Gentlemen, do you have a moment?
We have a moment.
We have met the Peace Walker incentive.
Boys.
Yay!
We have $1 from Mini Omega King, who says, and I'm just gonna say it, fuck you, platonic guy. We have $1 from Katie, who says for Apache to win, and we have $1 from Pythonicus, who says, all right, look, this needs to happen. Thank you.
Isn't Katie Apache's partner? I think Katie is Apache's partner. You're worth $1.
It all goes to a good cause, But I mean, I guess I don't know if Actually, no, I think he's deafened, but it probably would have been hilarious to see if that was the case.
So,
go ahead.
Whilst I'm here, I'll plug Peace Walker. If you've never played Peace Walker or seen Peace Walker, especially co-op, you are in for a treat of a speedrun.
Okay, so it looks like Apache's taking his first crack at it with the boss, so it's gonna be with this particular loop, which what you do is you counter with CQC, get her to be neutral, and then you follow up with Samozen, and it looks like, I think he's out of stuns. Yeah, Apache has no stunts. Okay, so he's gonna have to adapt this fight a bit. So what he's gonna do is, I think he's gonna try to bait her in, and then follow up with another loop.
Thank you for reminding me.
Oh, to equip stuns?
Yeah, so I get the ammo refill.
Oh, well, thank you. I guess, yeah, I guess you're welcome.
Let's see what you're made of.
Let's see. So it looks like he's just gonna opt for just like a normal finish.
Heads up, Snake.
Yeah, because that's actually something I forgot about myself, is that, that if you don't equip the item, like, before the bike escape is over, that you don't get the ammo refill.
Nope.
And there's my codec / phone that's reminding me to say the same thing. Oh yeah, time on Apache.
Excellent, Jack.
Yeah, I forgot.
Not yet. No, not yet. Not until you shoot her in the head.
Oh wait, are we doing the cinematic final shot?
Yeah, that's time.
Okay.
When you execute her.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure if it was like when her health was 0 or just on the cinematic shot. Yeah, my bad.
I mean, we all ran New Game Plus, so it doesn't matter.
Take this.
No, Wig is pointless. I agree.
All right, chat, this is it. So,
It's our only.
Snake's got to do it. He's got to do the deed.
Also, I've learned my new Eva strat from the very first run of this marathon of just feeding her right at the start to save a menu. Thanks, Raichu.
The way you've had your camera through the bike chase is losing you about 20 seconds. You can't have your camera like that. You have to look down.
You're wonderful.
Look, Apache.
Kill me.
The run is done.
Kill me now.
You win.
Yeah, I know. It's worth knowing.
I don't play this game on PS3 and on Xbox. That doesn't matter.
All right, so that's a finish for Apache with a 104, or I'm sorry, 105.47. Sorry, I can't read. With Plywood now just ending his run, so time on Plywood.
So, I'm not sure if you saw, but I literally died to the Fury. Like,
When I
he
said
burnt me
last
to death.
hit on the boss, I don't mean the gunshot, by the way. I mean last hit of the actual boss fight, not the auto scroller.
I assume that's what you meant.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what I
well.
meant.
Apache.
Whatever.
All right, so I guess while Iridescence makes his way through the forest, well, I guess yeah, congrats to Apache, congrats to Plywood. You know, I guess
Where am
What
I
comedy!
going?
What comedy of errors, man! Like, my end was so rough. I fell down the slope, and then I almost cheesed him. Still, like I fell down the slope, and then I almost cheesed him, and then his head was just out of range for the last headshot, and then I couldn't see whether he went left or right, and I thought, well, I could gamble, or I could reset, and then I reset, and I still had to go to the frigging left.
I'm the only one that
did
hadn't.
your
I hadn't-
Shagohod weapons lab strat, and then I got caught by the engineer. Had to.
Yeah, so I saw that, and I thought, yeah, he's gonna blame me for that. But
I am.
did-
Fuck your strat. I knew
I
it.
did the same
should have
thing.
equipped the box then moved, but
Yeah,
fuck your
you-
strat anyways. I can't believe I started doing that shit. For what? Like half a second?
Yeah,
Some
something like that.
bullshit, man.
So I had to find the end. I don't know how you went. For once, my end always sucks. Because ever since you've changed it, I could never get it properly, even though it's not that hard.
I failed the one cycle. And then I used all my stun grenades, and then I didn't have any damn stun grenades for the last boss. And I was like, what the hell do I do now? And I just cheesed the fight, like absolutely cheesed it. If it had been closer, if it had just been coming down to the boss, you'd have beat me. If it had been
Well,
closer,
I
if it had just been coming down
somehow
to the boss, you'd
failed
have
the
beat
first
me.
counter. Well, I
Rip.
somehow
Yeah.
failed
So.
the first counter.
There's a cutscene here
Alright.
that I have to skip.
That was some. That was
Misremember?
just some madness, man.
Good fight,
Oh,
and
wow.
good race. I
That was
enjoyed
just
it.
some madness, man.
Good fight. Shame Tyler rage quit, man. He should have just played it out. Well, he should have practiced the end, and then he wouldn't have like
rage quit, man.
had to rage quit. Well, he should have
I mean,
practiced
he should
the
have
end,
practiced,
and then he wouldn't
period.
have,
But
had to rage quit.
okay.
But hey, here we are.
I'd have cheered him on all the way to the end, man.
But hey,
So would I. Where the?
I'd have cheered
is
him
he?
on all the way to the end, man.
Oh, okay. Whatever. Come on, Eva. Let's go. We have a schedule to uphold.
Someone's echoing. Someone's echoing.
It'll be me. Just move me if you want plywood until the end of the run.
All right.
Nervy, definitely not the best performance out of everyone. I don't think, but like that's how it goes in a race, right? You've just gotta you make your mistakes, and then you've got to do your best with them. Like you've got to learn to improvise. That's what I like about races.
I was gonna say that, you know, when it comes to like doing like, you know, runs on your own versus in a race, is that it's really hard to go from one to the other, especially when you know that the mistake that you've made can cost you, and you have that urge to start over, you know, for like the rest of us.
Yeah.
But I have to say, like, just from me watching you guys, you know, despite like how you guys may feel about it, but it was actually pretty tight. You know, I know maybe Erie may not agree with me when I say this, but it's I don't know. I mean, I thought it was, you know, like you guys gave it your best shot. I mean, you know, it's MGS3. I mean, stuff happens.
Yeah,
all the time.
I saw someone in the chat and they were like, "Oh, there's not many mistakes in very easy." It couldn't be further from the truth.
Oh, absolutely not.
Because everything's so easy to kill, it's like so fast to kill bosses, right? It's so easy to do this and that. If you make mistakes, you lose a lot of time, And so, like the difficulty, just to complete like casually, it's not particularly difficult. But when you're racing against people and you're all under the same rules, there's a lot of time to be lost. And definitely on the disc, the Shago had, it feels like it's a lot harder to do the. There's a technique where we can basically get all the rockets off on the first phase, where we shoot the treads and then we damage the back 3 times, like just back to back, and it seems a lot harder to do on disc than it does on digital, in my opinion.
Yeah, Erie asked me to ask you about this. He's saying that there's a 3-hit, like you just said, but like, how often would you say like that's possible to get, like on an
You
average
have to hit
run?
the treads, and
I
sometimes
could
when
have
you hit
gotten
the treads, the
this
Shago had
run,
just.
but I missed the last shot. So
Yeah, the last shot's the hardest
last
thing, but
shot's the really
sometimes
tricky
you don't
one.
give yourself like enough invincibility left, right? Because you've done your other shots too late. So by the time the invincibility wears off, he's like fully facing you again. So on VE, sometimes like when you hit the tread, it just spins around at the start, and like that just doesn't seem to happen really on disc. No, I think 117 is probably about fair, Raichu. And that would be a hell of a run. That would be something extreme. Like that would be a hell of a
VE
run.
can get a 111, Raichu.
Yeah, I think 111's possible, but it's just like
You need
the
like
slightest movement error. That's it.
pretty
You've just
much
got to
a
reset.
perfect
Like,
run.
yeah, you're not allowed to make any mistakes. I was so happy with my run up to the end. Like everything went so well. I had like the fastest ocelot, the fastest pain. These things happen though. I definitely all of a sudden, like when I got to the end, I just felt so much pressure, and I don't know why. At the end of the day, we're
Because
we're just doing.
that's the boil point of the run.
Yeah, for sure. But at the end of the day, we're just here to support Raichu, raise some money for him to go to GDQ. It doesn't matter. It's not about who wins. We're just having a laugh, man. And I love to talk crap to people, beforehand of a race. But I'm not really like that. I'm just bringing the excitement. Good race, everyone, and I'm glad we're picking up plenty for Raichu to get to GDQ.
Okay, and then I guess we just got time on Iridescence finishing up his boss fight. And I guess I don't know if he would be dragged in or not, but like I was just gonna say, like if you guys had any like final remarks or thoughts about just your run overall, if it hasn't been said already.
Guide coming soon.
Well,
You can learn it too.
take
It's
a
a
look
fun.
out
It's
for
it's a
Apache
fun run.
Yeah, it's pretty good run to get into. It's tough at high level, but that's kind of true with most games.
Mhm.
And VE, I can definitely suggest it to someone coming to this series for the first time. Of course, there are some tough spots like the end, as y'all saw, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's a fun game, fun run. Hope y'all enjoyed. GG's to Apache, Erie, and Tyler for the race.
Let's see. I think we could probably drag Yuri back in. Hey, there he
I'll
is.
drag myself.
How you doing, Yuri?
Oh, I'm doing fine, man. I had fun.
What do you all think of the disc version of the game? Sucks, right?
Yeah. Can I have my solid state or my Xbox back, please?
Yeah, please. Give me my digital copy.
I was gonna ask you guys, like, for maybe this, like for like our viewers that don't know, but like, what would you say like is the fastest like way of playing the game, like as of today?
The
Solid
fastest way
state
to play the
digital
game
with
is
low
when you
trick.
don't want to play.
It's NVIDIA Shield.
Oh yeah, because it is. I always forget that exists.
But nobody please buy one of those, and nobody run the game on one of those because we won't like you.
No, don't say that.
You can't sit with
You
us.
can't say that. Let people run how. If someone has NVIDIA Shield and they want to play the game,
Go
bless.
nuts! It's a joke, and it's kind of a dig at Raichu. He knows it's a dig at
No,
Raichu.
more than anything, it's just not a good version of the game, right? It's got really bad input lag issues. It crashes randomly. It's
No,
just
that's MGS2. MGS3 is fine on Shield.
that's not what Max says, but I don't know. I'm not interested. I own a Shield, but I'm not interested in playing it on the Shield.
Well, because I guess if I recall right, it's like there's PS3 loading trick, and then there's Xbox no loading trick.
Wall guy, I
Uh,
don't care if you run the game. I'm into it.
Dude, if you want to run the game, run the game. Go
I'm
nuts.
into it.
Like, if
We
more
need someone
runners is better. Like, I'm only kidding, but like if you want to run on whatever version, run. Like, it's for fun. For instance, I'm the only person who still runs on Xbox.
No, I'll run on Xbox. Just not really any point because I want to try and get the best times, and the best times are on the SSD PS3.
Yeah, SSD PS3 loading trick is the fastest way that most of us will run it.
I mean, Xbox One's good because you don't have to set up the loading trick, right? And you can still get really good times, so it saves you a lot of time overall, which
And
is a
no
good thing.
pressure sensitivity.
Yeah, I use the DS1, so I don't have pressure sensitivity either.
I have a PS3 controller with no pressure sensitivity, but it's kind of cheap, so I refuse to use it. Okay, hang on a second. Hang on a second.
Yeah, imagine that if this did get on the PS4.
If anything, it will go to Switch. So
I should be all about that if it was
would I.
stable.
Everyone will run on Switch because it's NVIDIA Shield hardware, but not an NVIDIA Shield.
Oh, I forgot to say,
Um,
I'm running a MGS2 against Platonic guy later. I'm going to body him as well. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. I'm going to shoot now. Keep
Okay, I
raising money
guess.
for Raichu, the absolute legend. Get him to GDQ.
Yeah, exactly. And next up is a co-op run, and it is a thing of legends. So, stick around for that. It's insane. There is
Yeah, it's
Pythonic
really
and
high
Mini, and
quality.
not only is it a good run, it's gonna be a laugh. These two like to have a bit of a muck around in the downtime, and so it's entertainment for the whole family.
Okay, I guess we gotta end soon, but I guess like if there's anything else to be said, but I guess once again, congratulations to all of our runners. Feels bad for Tyler, but like I said, it's earlier, it's it's a rough run. Anything can happen. Even if it's
Thanks,
on
guys.
very easy, it's certainly not very easy. But thank you guys for letting me commentate. I tried my best, but hopefully it was entertaining and informative for anyone watching. But I guess if without further ado, I am gonna punch out. Let Roy take over for introducing the next run, as well as which would be now Mini, and Pythonic is taking over for commentary for the Peace Walker co-op first ending run coming up. So thanks again, and enjoy the rest of the marathon.